Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me immense pleasure in interacting with you all on the first joint program conducted by the Institute of Indian Foundrymen Chennai Chapter and the Madras Management Association Chennai. May I now request the following dignitaries to please join us on stage, please. Our Group Captain, Mr. R. Vijay Kumar from MMA, please join us on stage, sir. Our Chief Guest for the evening, Mr. C.Sivakumar, Managing Director, RB Industries. And our mentor of the IIF Chennai Chapter, Mr. V.P. Prem Kumar, Director, Marketing and Quality. Thank you, gentlemen. Now to get things started, may I now request our Chennai Chapter Chairman, Mr. R. Shaktivel Tirunavukarasu, to welcome the gathering.
Good evening and Malai Vanakkam. So this is first program between MMA and IIF Chennai Chapter. We have been associated for a long time. In fact, MMA was introduced to us through Mr. Sriram Sivaram of MEL. That time we have called him for an IIF function. After seeing our activities, he said there is one similar organization like you. Why don't you please tie up with them, because you are also conducting lot of program, similar organization, why don't you have with them? That's the way first annual convention of MMA I have been introduced to Captain Sir. From then on we have been with a lot of program has been done at the MMA Center, but this is so unique because it's a joint program. IIF and MMA is going to join hands together to make it forward. So usually IIF used to conduct lot of technical program. So we thought, why don't we go for a management oriented, quality management, general management and environment management. That is the beginning of association with the MMA. Then we said we have our own facility. Why don't we bring MMA members as well as IIF members to our building and have the joint program. That is how it has all begun with. So thank you, sir, for agreeing for our request and coming forward to conduct an exclusive program for the IIF. So once again, I welcome you all for this evening, and please be enriched whatever the content the MMA is going to give. It is going to be every month one program, at least minimum, right, sir? Then a couple of workshops is going to conduct. That is one in the same premises for the day program. That will come, maybe it will start somewhere in September. And we have our National Day, Foundry Day celebration coming up middle of this next month, 17th August. We have a number of programs listed for that. That is also the one-day seminar, and we have a Kaizen competition that's going to be held at our MMA Center only. So the evening celebration at Adiyar Gate. So please, I will also send an invitation through them. Whoever wants to join can join there also. Thank you with this.
Thank you, Chairman. May I now request Group Captain Mr. R. Vijay Kumar, sir, Executive Director of MMA, to deliver the opening remarks.
Good evening, lady and gentlemen, because foundry means always gentlemen only, but we found a lady today. We brought a lady to break the ice actually. Good evening, Kavita, welcome, only lady. And it's always a pleasure to interact, work, and Foundryman is one organization where I found office bearers very professional, and when Mr. Shivaraman introduced earlier that we must work with them together, and we straight away agreed, and they came and we did some events. I can assure you, very professional team, and they mean business. They would like to protect the interest of Foundryman. I know how much they negotiate with me. So very, very smart people. And so we always thought it's a privilege. One of the objectives of MMA, let me welcome all the members of MMA, Foundryman, especially let's recognize the presence of Mr. Kumar, one of our senior members of MMA, and he again runs a factory and a lot of entrepreneurs. And over a period, I'm quite sure, if you don't come by time, you won't get a place to sit here. That is what should be our objective. Talking about MMA. MMA is over 66 years old, because some other people may not know. We do some 700 events in a year. We got the state-of-the-art complex. We have a nice complex at Mount Road in 1,000 Lights. What we are collaborating, one of the objective of MMA is to reach out program. We reach out to, because the objective put by our four founders, forefathers, is that the management for the masses concept. That is, management is only not the privilege of the elite. At one stage if you found the management is only for the people who are big organizations, big companies. Then the concept got changed. We call it the management for the masses. So we do conduct at number of locations. We do that. We almost have 10 chapters. In fact, privileged to have C.Sivakumar. C.Sivakumar heads the initiative of outreach program. We have 10 locations of Tamil Nadu. We do every month event. We have a chapter functioning there. Average number of membership from 150 to 600 members in each of the chapters. So we have chapters at Chengalpet, Mahindra City. We have Pondicherry, Trichy, Erode, Salem, Namakkal, Attur. So we got all the places. We do an event every day, every year, and it's all the CSR initiative. We adopt them and do that. So similarly, we in Chennai also, we reach out to number of institutions where we do. So our members can attend and your members can attend. That's one way of not only sharing the management, it's also becoming a networking platform for you. So you meet our members meet you. They get to understand the intricacies and understand about each other, because unless you understand the professionalism of others, I don't think you as a manager will progress very well. So that gives a great opportunity for us to really interact with Foundryman and MMA. You're all professional Foundryman. You deal with one professional subject of yours only. Whereas MMA is actually, we can't say Kichdi is more than Avial, double Avial actually. We have people from entrepreneurs, we have academicians, we have management students, we have membership from every, we have advocates, doctors. So our events, when we design, we do about 10 to 15 events a month, and we do live webcast of all these events, live on YouTube, live on Facebook. The one thing which we are extending to Foundry members is that all the events are linked or shared with your people. They will share with your team, so you can watch it live. If you would like to attend in person also, you are most welcome. Only we need the name, because we do quite a bit of arrangements for the seating. We have 350 seater, so it's always very good. That's why the Institute of Indian Foundrymen is will immensely benefit by getting it. Not only the talks what we do, we have a excellent library. I will be more than happy to extend a couple of complimentary things to. I think we have a library, e-library. We have 3,000 books and 1.25 million research papers. We have state-of-art library. We have anyway. So idea is collaboration. We can give maybe 3 to 4 complimentary issues. Venkat, you can do that, so that our collaboration things. So some of you can come and attend that, and we also do a weekly quiz actually, which we are already sharing with some of us getting, because we always, that quiz is the one which kindles the thought process, and many of us don't take part of the quiz to raise their hand because they feel shy. In front of everybody will look like a fool. That's why we designed a quiz where only you will know that you are a fool, nobody else actually. Because you answer yourself, nobody is watching your name, and so idea is that way. I've seen a lot of people have developed interest in quizzing, because you understand how to answer the question, how the inbuilt answers are there in the quiz. It's very important. Then based on the quiz success, we also going to got a Scrabble. So Scrabble is a game where you can build up beautiful English words. It's like a crossword actually. We are starting that. We will be launching it very soon. We have a very good app. We got a fantastic digital magazine. Some outstanding articles. It comes every month on the first with the state-of-art embedded video. So our digital magazine has got we use a state-of-art software with embedded video. If you want, you can read the article. Otherwise, you click and watch the video of the program. The transcript of the entire thing is what is there. Plus, every weekend you will get articles. So what we do? We try and keep our members extremely busy as much as possible. So that's what I told Institute of Foundrymen also. You must engage with your members all the time. Keep them busy. Keep communicating with them. So that's what the people believe, that you are something genuinely like to do something for your members. If you do once in a week, you are to engage with them at least 3-4 times a week with some nice articles, books, conversations, and one thing, we also have members. We got connectivity with all over the place, all over India. We can get some outstanding speakers. That's one advantage of MMA, and we'll be able to bring in some very good speakers of the subject of which is relevant. It could be on team building, it could be on GST, it could be on law, it could be on many subjects which is relevant to you. But I can assure you, when the speakers come from MMA, they're all outstanding. We have a bank of maybe over 1,000 speakers with us actually, who will be more than happy to come and speak to you. And we have got over 1,000 plus videos we have. In addition to that, we have a nice place. We can have a nice video workshops. We have quite a number of important management videos. Play the video for 20 minutes, and the facilitator will take you through the video and content. We got every subject, including what sexual harassment, workplace, inclusive growth. We do on those things. So it's indeed another milestone moment for MMA at least to come and collaborate with you and start the event this evening. And no could be better than Sivakumar, because Sivakumar is again very one of our senior committee members and who is very passionate. You are going to listen to him, and I will always walk miles to listen to him. His story is so inspiring every time, and he is one leader who inspires large number of not only his subordinates and workers who are with him, the people around him also get inspired moving around with him, because his aura of leadership traits what he has got. That's why we choose him for the inaugural talk. Thanks so much. It's indeed a pleasure to be with you this evening, and I know you're all eagerly looking forward to listen to Sivakumar. And I can assure you, let the collaboration really blossom. Idea is each one of us to use our strength. I will use your strength, you must use our strength. But at times there may be some weakness. We should gloss over the weakness and move on. And I am quite sure our partnership will really blossom under the dynamic Chennai chapter. I always like him. He's very dynamic and very aggressive actually. And he's the one who demands the full, what do you say, paisa vasool for your organization. I should know that. Bye.
Thank you, Captain. It is indeed going to be a fantastic tie-up, and we'll have great takeaways in the coming months. So now to felicitate the program and also to introduce about the IIF, requesting our Prem Kumar sir to address the gathering.
Good evening. Good evening, sir. Respected Chief Guest Mr. C.Sivakumar, Group Captain Mr. Vijay Kumar and from MMA, and Group Captain Venkatraman from MMA, and Senior Foundry Fellowman, ladies and gentlemen, and other dignitaries of the dais. I am really proud to be the felicitation to be done for IIF. I just cut short little things I will tell about IIF. I think we have 26 chapters across India, and we have 4 regions. Mainly Mumbai, that is south, west, north and east. Our head office is in Calcutta, and we have 3 technical centers. That is one in Pune, one in Delhi and one in Kolkata. So our strength, if you want to see that, in Chennai chapter alone almost 150 people are there on Chennai chapter alone. And across India we will have around 1,700 people are there. That is, every month we issue a foundry journal which contains all the chapter programs, regional programs, and some articles which is useful for the foundry. That is a separate editorial board is there. They will scrutinize all the papers and they will give it to the members. If you see, the subscription is very minimum subscription has to be done, but the worth of material what we are getting it from the journal is extraordinary. That's all I can see. I think you can pass on the journals to the MMA. One journal you can pass on every month so that they can understand the thing. So other than that, we have we conduct every year as a National Foundry Congress and exhibition. That is the revenue generation for us. And approximately we conducted in 2020, just before pandemic started. I was the organizing committee secretary. We have got almost 3 crores surplus. And overall corpus, we have around 40-45 crores in the national thing. So every year that money is being taken care of the running the institute. Mainly that interest portion we are getting it. Apart from that, National Foundry cannot give money to regional or chapter unless they earn. They have to earn. That is like National Foundry Day. They have to conduct the program, they have to generate the funds, and they have to run the show. They cannot expect that National Council will give money to the chapters and region. But I am confident that Chennai chapter under the dynamic leadership of Sakti, I think they don't need any money from the HO. Apart from that, he is having 1 crore surplus in the Chennai chapter. That is, we don't know how to utilize it properly. But I see now whatever papers you are telling, whatever the management lectures and whatever videos you are going to present, definitely it will help the foundry industry. Honestly, sir, in the foundry, I can say that it is not so highly professional people are working in a foundry, like management team. So we are lack of training, we are lack in leadership and interpersonal relations. அதாவது நம்ம சொன்னா நடக்கணும் அவ்வளவுதான். That's all the foundry people will. I think if anybody have a doubt, you can correct me if I am wrong. So if we train, that is foundry people are trained, I think we can give excellent results. My boss is there. Even you also say that he is a dictator actually. Of course, நான் dictator தான் ஒரு மாதிரி அவர் train பண்ணதுனால. So that is the one weakest point I can tell you in a foundry industry. But lot of management skills are there. Through your programs, if we learn, I think foundry industry can do better things in the future. And other than that, we have a Worldwide Foundry Organization, we are the member. BRICS Foundry Forum, we are a member. Asian Foundry Forum and Foundry Development Council, we are the members. And some of the, and we have an excellent relationship with the central government. We have a separate team to interact with the central government so that we'll get subsidies from the central government. Other than that, nothing else to say. Thank you very much for the opportunity given to us.
Thank you, Prem sir. Now to introduce our chief guest for the evening, I request Mr. V.K. Raman, Vice Chairman, IIF Chennai Chapter, to do the name. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, sir. Thank you very much for the opportunity given to me to introduce Mr. C.Sivakumar. Mr. C.Sivakumar, a strategic thought leader, quality driven, passionate serial entrepreneur. He has nearly redefined the perception of the small and medium industry in the manufacturing space, especially around asset-light manufacturing, apart from guiding his retail organizations towards an innovative and customer-centric excellence model. With a proven ability to convert human talent to productive outcomes, his passion is to innovate and improvise on techniques and initiatives that lead to customer delight. A strategic thinker, he believes in creating and sharing wealth, which he has demonstrated across the group, a mid-tier conglomerate straddling the domains of asset-light manufacturing, consultancy and retail. His trend-setting HR initiatives has been featured regularly in most leading business journals like the Business Line, Economic Times, Auto Monitor, the Business Standard, the Financial Express, to name a few. He is currently the Director, Roots Industries India Limited, Director, Skillvary Training Solutions Private Limited, Director, Planish Technologies and IIT Madras Incubated Company, Founder Partner Timelinks, Managing Partner RB Industries, Managing Partner Prabha Associates, Partner and Promoter Punyamurthy Pillai Departmental Stores. He is winner of various national and state awards, which includes the INC India Award for the top 100 people to be watched out for the excellence in HR practices. With this note, I request Mr. C.Sivakumar to take the floor.
Mr. Saktivel, Chairman Chennai Chapter, Mr. Prem Kumar, Mentor, the other office bearers of Indian Institute of Foundry Men, lady, gentlemen, and Group Captain Vijay Kumar from MMA, and all others who are here for the next 1 hour or 2 hours. About 2 weeks back, Group Captain called me up and said, "Can you make yourself available on the 30th? We have a small meeting in Ananagar." I grew up in Chennai Nagar and I spent most of my time in Ananagar and Chennai Nagar, and said, "Where is this?" He said, "They're very passionate people in the Institute of Foundry Men, and therefore we need to have a lecture there." And then I asked him, "Where in Ananagar?" They said, "No, they have their own building. This is self-sufficient. they're financially disciplined. You must see the kind of energy that they have. They've been attending a lot of MMA programs, and they're very keen that we associate with them and have a monthly once at least a meeting. Now I've been traveling across to various chapters. It is important that you drive the initiative, only then MMA can deliver. We have plenty of speakers, but the key thing is, how do you choose your speaker? How do you choose your subject? And how do you make your evening very interesting, because it's a Saturday evening. Saturday evening, other than manufacturing industry, all other industries are out either for shopping or for some other purpose. So with this, let me just start off. I don't know how I'll connect with the foundry industry, because I didn't do some basic research work. But however, I was very, very, very touched by the words that Mr. Prem Kumar, right? Mr. Prem Kumar spoke about foundrymen saying, you know, we lack in leadership or this. This is only clear humility. So let us give him a kind of, for the kind of humility that he's got. But let me take you through the various industries that I have, and also talk to you about that small initiative that we have done with respect to people. There are marketing initiatives that I've done, but I don't want to talk about the marketing initiatives. Let me talk to you only about the people initiatives, because this people initiative has taken me as one of the top rated HR initiative by Tatas. Okay? And we've also spoken in Delhi when we won the national award. And people like Maruti wanted us to come and speak. And a lot of industries have called us, basically because this is a very ignored subject. Never considered, and therefore I like to spend some time on that. Now, these are the companies in which I'm involved. Many of you will be knowing Roots Industries in Coimbatore, right? We make the top 5 horns in the world. We operate out of Coimbatore, operated out of Iraq, Malaysia, Russia, and currently in United States, but now a couple of countries we are not operating. What I learned from the chairman, what I learned from the company there, is that it is a total employee involved organization. Tremendous amount of initiatives, tremendous amount of innovation, they bring it out with ease. Even during the COVID period, the growth in Roots industry was phenomenal, because they did a lot they did a lot of COVID products. So export was very, very high. Our profitability was high. So they're into wide range. They're not into automobile alone. They're into automobile. They're into furniture. They're into cleaning equipments. You find them in every space, and every space there'll be a special USP. Skillberry is another company. If you look at Skillberry, there are a lot of shortage of welders. And that's when I thought, what do we do to train welders? And when we thought of training welders, the one way is to buy simulators, which is available in different parts of the world. And these simulators are costing around 40 lakhs, 50 lakhs, 60 lakhs. So we were a group of about 3-4 people joined together with almost no capital, about 1 lakh or 1.5 lakhs. And we thought we will not start a company, we will not do anything. We will only try and find out if there is a possibility of producing a low-cost simulator. And then these fellow boys came out with an idea that we will try to have a simulator at a cost of only 5-6 lakhs against the world simulator, which is 60 lakhs, 70 lakhs. Some of our co-directors are patent holders, so they said, yes, it's possible, we'll start working on it. And when we started working on it, we could come out with a product in a span of about 1 year, which is a working model. And when we showed it out to TVS, to Ashok Leyland, to a lot many people, they all said we would like to buy one of these simulators. And so we sold some of the simulators. And after we sold the simulator, we got an angel funding of over 1 crore. And after that angel funding came up, Dell Foundation said, we would like to invest about 10-11 crores. So funding came out easily. And after that, it was real disaster. We couldn't penetrate much of the market in India other than the large organizations. Maruti bought it, TVS bought it, Ashok Leyland bought it. But if we couldn't penetrate the SME space, we couldn't penetrate the polytechnics, we couldn't penetrate government departments, various government departments. Even Modi had used the simulator. Okay, he appreciated it, but we couldn't get any government order. We did it in various Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh, all of them used, but not many orders. So our funds got drained, the directors got together, we decided why in India, why not overseas? So we thought how to fight the giants overseas, picked US market, and we went into the US market, and in this after COVID, in the last 10 months alone, we have sold over 200 in the United States. Okay, because one is price competitive, and if you look at a simulator, you'll get the real feeling as if you're working inside a factory. Okay, it's like a metaverse, it's AI, VR, all that into it. And lot of companies, we got into the painting space as well. And at schools, colleges in the US, there's a terrific order. We penetrated UK, we penetrated Canada. We have not got into the African market. So, which means large companies from developed countries bought the simulator. So from no capital to some capital, not being able to penetrate in India, innovative marketing thing, and we went through the US market. Now, why did we do it? Again, it is people. It is not the robo that will sell. It is your people who will have to sell the robo. They had the conviction in their mind. The most important word in that is the conviction. Then Planus, again, it's one of its kind product. It's a ROV which works in sea or dams. We don't have a competitor here. We operate out of Netherlands. We operate out of India. And this ROV is again an excellent positioning. It is not on the surface. It is not deep under the sea. It's midway, which means it's cost effective. Where there are divers who can only dive and work in the sea for about 1 hour or 2 hours, this ROV can stay there for 24 hours. It's remote operated. You can do anything with this robo. You can clean the ship hull. You can do surveillance. You can do water testing. You can do a lot of things on the dam. So there we're getting a lot of orders from Netherlands, from UAE, and from the Indian government. These 3-4 companies, it is important that we retain our skill. Because we have so much of patents, we can't allow them to go out. How do we actually retain them? What makes people stick to us? Why can't, they're all youngsters. They're all in the age group of 22, 24, 25. So there are plenty of opportunities for people, but still they stay. The other one is RV Industries, where we make tip-up body and haulage bodies for Ashok Leyland. In Prabha Associates, we make some steel frames for TI. Also in retail, it's PPDS, it's a supermarket in Tanjavur. And then also there's Time Links, which is a retail outlet. About 14, 15 or 16 outlets are there across their verticals. It could be jewelry, it could be watches, it could be eyewear. Across all verticals, we have a store. I'm also connected with various other organizations. One is Keiretsu. Keiretsu is an angel investment firm born out of United States. We operate out of 56 countries. We meet once a month. We make angel investments. We made about, company, Keiretsu in Chennai has made about 100 and odd investments. A lot of IITians are part of it. And there's cross-learning in every meeting that we meet. Been active in the board of MMA, and I've also been the founder, chairman of the Hosur chapter. I'm a board member of the Banyan and a trustee of the BAM. I'm also a board member of Ramakrishna Mission Higher Secondary School and trustee of Bharat Cultural Center and former vice president of the Tamil Nadu Basketball Association and Table Tennis Association. So these are the products. Roots I've spoken. Skillvery is the simulator. You have the planners, which is the robo. I've shown you the tipper body and the haulage bodies. Time Links is all about watches and all that. And PPDS is about a supermarket. Now, I don't have to get into the domain of each of this, but there's an underlying thing that we need to know in order to retain our people, in order to maintain our business, and to do it in a profitable way. So we ask ourselves, why are we unique? We asked ourselves in Skillvery, we asked ourselves in Planners, in every other company, and we found these are the questions to be answered. Why we have survived? If a company is surviving, why is that company surviving? The company is surviving because of this reason, because the competitors allowed you to survive. Okay? Because you got to outsmart your competitors, or your competitors were slow, or they didn't know what to do, and therefore you survived. Now, why did the competitors allow you to survive? Because they find it very difficult to emulate. You can't emulate a Tata company. So even in a small space, even in Skillvery, you will not be finding it easy to come and emulate. You can't emulate a Planners technology company. Why do they find this difficult to emulate? We normally have all this 5 whys and all that in TQM. So it's some of the whys that are answered. It is because we are very, very creative. We don't follow a particular path. We are problem solvers. And therefore, we love to solve many problems to say, customers will say, wow, nice. So first thing is, you need to have that kind of people in order to make sure that your customers are going to be mighty happy about you. Now, when you look at your ISO manual, if you look at IITF, you look at everything that we're talking about total employee involvement. And even your quality policy will say this by involving everybody in the organization. But the key thing is, how do you involve people within your organization? When there are 5 people, there may be 10 thoughts. How do you actually involve people on a continuous basis? So this is, the 4E is something that we have developed. It's not emulated or got from a trainer. Something in-house developed, practiced, and in fact, we won this, I mean, last 2 years with Titan also, they've been saying, what are the best HR practice? So this is something that we need to look at. The first thing is, you need energized people. When you have the energized people, you will find total employee involvement. 1 minute. Yeah. So when you have energized people, you have total employee involvement. Then you have your systems like TQM, TPM, Lean, all that. That will make a competitive organization. The reverse does not hold good. This is an art. To get people involved is an art. The system tools is a science. So the art must precede the science. Only then it can create a competitive organization, which in turn will create energized people. How do we do it? Why TEI? To be competitive. When? Now, or you never do it. And how is what I'm going to talk. Now, for convenience, I've just put it as 4 E's. The first and foremost is enlist. Means somebody is joining your organization. Should he be the most talented, or should he be the person who loves to work within your organization, and there's a connect between the organization and you? If he's a talented person, and if you recruited him within the organization, and if his aspirations are not met, he's going to quit the organization in few months. So what we see is, in enlist, we tell the particular candidate that this is what we can provide within the organization. We ask what his aspirations are. We try to match and see if his aspirations can be met, not now, 5 years down, 10 years down. And we also have mentors and coach within the organization who can ensure that after our onboarding, he will meet his aspirations and also exceed his aspirations. If he is not able to meet his aspiration, he cannot be an energized person. He cannot contribute to the organization. If it is a startup, it means a lot. You are in 22, 23, 24. There's so many patents, there's so many copyrights, and it's very, very difficult to retain these people. So we have the system of something called Enlist, and that's what I spoke to you. That is, we not only looking at talented people, we are looking at, is there a meeting point between the organization and that particular individual? Because we get lots of IIT people coming and joining us. We ask him, what's your aspiration? And we find out whether we can really meet these aspirations. If you are not able to meet the aspirations, if he's talented, there's no point in he being part of us. So if you enlist, your recruiting process has to be pretty strong. And if it's strong, you've done almost 60-70% of your work. Now, after that enlist comes engage. What are you trying to engage with your people? Every employee coming into work is not coming alone. He is coming in with his wife, he's coming in with his parents, coming in with his children, he's coming in with society, colleagues, friends, everyone. Let me tell you, when you buy a car, a lot of people know that even a small 6-year-old child decides on the model of the car that you want to buy. Appa, this car is not very nice. Then you will drop it. Or your wife is saying, I'm not feeling very comfortable. You may drop it. Similarly, in an organization, all of them play a very important part as to where that individual is going to work. Whether it's a male, gender, there's no gender, but if it's a male or a female, all these people influence that employee. Whether he is going to continue in your organization or not continue in your organization is not dependent on the employee alone. It is dependent on all these people. So if it is dependent on all these people, you have to address each of the touch points. So what do we do? You take Skillvary, take Time Links, take RV. We have something called the opening shot. What do we do in the opening shot? We actually try and connect with things that went right in the morning. We are not worried about things that went wrong yesterday, things that went wrong last week, things that went wrong last month. We are interested in knowing what went right. Take even cricket. If the opening partnership is very good, all of us switch on the TV. The opening partnership is a little weak, we will switch channel and come back and see if it's all right to continue watching. Okay? So that opening shot is a very important one. In fact, there are a lot of studies now about how do you actually wake up in the morning. A lot of spiritual gurus have said it's very important that you wake up in the right way. And it is also important that you know how to sleep in the right way. So that opening shot starts not in the organization, maybe at 5:30 in the morning. Morning calisthenics, because whether it's retail, whether it's manufacturing, your hand movements and your wrist movement will not be all right. There's a little bit of warming up. So is there some minimum exercise, a wrist movement, finger movement, all that can be done within the organization so that all of us feel energized and get into the workplace? We have a lot of meditation session that's conducted across, and you know, being part of the Banyan, there are a lot of organizations have said, my employees are stressed, my employees are down with Down syndrome, a lot of people want to stop working at the age of 40, 45. Lot many new things have come up. And what even Banyan says or Ramakrishna says is that try and ease the tension with a little bit of meditation sessions. This is optional, it's not compulsory. Trigger. How many of you know what's trigger? We copied it from sports. Now let us say you watch a football match. The football match, there will be one player who scores a goal. And he will be unstoppable. He will be running around the ground. He will take out his shirt. He will jump on another player. He will move his fist up and down. Do you know why is he doing that? It has been taught by his coach, because the moment this trigger happens, means when you do the trigger, your mind records it as, it's a great moment, we are playing well. So your mind is prepared, and further performance will improve. So Brett Lee, if you look at it, his trigger will be that he will, after every wicket, he will move his fist up and down. So the trigger will be the same. For a tennis player, it will be one trigger. For a football player, it could be one. Each player will have his own trigger. The trigger records the physical movement of your body. The mind records. The mind gets into a better position to decide, focus, discipline, all that when the trigger is all right. So in your organization, you could have a trigger. And the trigger will actually motivate people. We have sports day. Why sports day? The sports day is not because we want people to be sportive and all that. Sports day is essential because we don't want our producers to smoke, to have bad habits, to have something else. So if you engage them with sports in the evening and say there's going to be a sports day where you win a lot of cash prize, discipline and focus can be learned from sports. So the sports day brings them together. Discipline and focus is another thing. Team bonding is another way to get the sports day. Birthday celebrations, many of us have found that the producers don't even remember the birthday. They don't know what their birthday is. And many of them tell us, sir, we don't know, sir, it is just that my father gave one birthday. And so the small little birthday celebrations, get them excited, people know each other. We have used magic as a way to train people. We've got a person. He's not purely into magic. He's also got into NLP. Okay. Now I'll give you one of the instances, and you will understand the power of training through magic. I was the vice president of Tamil Nadu Table Tennis Association. About 6 years back, Indian table tennis contingent won about 8 Commonwealth medals. I had a big function to give them a lot of prizes. It was an SRM institute. I gave the prizes, and there's a boy called Amal Raj. We can also bring him as a speaker here. He came to me and he said, sir, I need to spend some time with you. So I asked him, why do you want to spend some time with you? No, only with you alone. I asked him, what is this? Something with me alone, what is that? I have 3 problems, can I speak out? I said, come, we'll speak. Sir, every tournament I come up to semi-finals. After semi-finals, I don't win. But because I am in the semi-finals, I represent India. Top 4 will go to India. So I will come up to semi-finals, I'll never come to finals. Point number 2, come to the circuit, sir. You are the vice president, come to the circuit. You will find that for every finalist, at least 6 girls will clap. There will be fans. I am the only person who doesn't have a girlfriend. Third one, I have a problem, I stammer. That is why no girl wants to follow me. I stammer a lot. Because of my stammering, I am not covered in the press. Not many of my articles, my playing ability have all not been exhibited. So I connected with this person, and what he did was a training session for 6 to 8 months. And within the first year, he became a national champion. He got his Arjuna Award. He got a beautiful girl who wanted to marry him. I'm telling you, he'll come and speak to you on the power of mind training. He used the power of mind in his game, and he used the power of mind in his family life. His stammering has come down. You must listen to him. We have creative workshops. We give very minimal material. We ask people to come out with products. These are creative workshops. Team building. Many exercises can be given. We can tell you about 50 ways of building teams. Outbound training. We've gone extensive. Many places. Small outbound training, large outbound training. We've been to Andaman and Nicobar. We've been to Goa, we've been to many places. Again, training to theatre. Have you tried, anybody tried training through theatre? We've used it in retail also. Now, in a theatre, you have 10 people acting in a play. Now, the boss may be the peon, and the peon may be the king in the theatre play. So what happens is level equalization. Everybody is playing a role. There is nothing like a superior person and an inferior person. That is what we want to bring in as a culture within the organization. Gone are the days when we have to, the respect means we stand up when the boss is around. These days, many of our own employees in the startup companies don't even say sir. They'll say Sivakumar, this is what we like to do. The millennials try to talk to you straight on your face with the name, what they like, what they don't like. So we used training through theatre, even for the startups inside IIT we've used. And fun outings. You find out touch points, your spouse, all of them are there. Give them, make that small little washing kit distribution also a very interesting phenomenon. Thursday we call it as Guruvar training, and anything that we want to teach or people want to learn or employees want to share, we use it on the Guruvar training. So now I'm going to the spouse. Okay, I told you that the employee is not alone. So when spouse training, we take the spouse. Predominantly, it could be, an organization like yours, your spouse is always a female. Now, many of them do not know home budgeting, cost of vegetables, how do you actually meet expenses, how do you actually save. You can bring a chartered accountant, have a small session for them. Tell them what you save, what is LIC, what is mutual fund, what is fixed deposit. They'll all be very eager. Parents meet. We feel that parents are the most important. Across all our organizations, we send a monthly letter about what's happening in the company with the token money order of 1,000 rupees or 500 rupees, depending upon the kind of organization. Now, why do we actually send it to the parents? Is because your parents' blessing is actually 1,000,000 times more powerful than anybody else's blessing. So we tell our own spouse that, our own employees, that take the blessings from your parents. And the first money we want the employee to send to the parents. You could even send 5 rupees. You spend 100 rupees. Whatever you want, you send. But the delight your parents are going to have receiving that 100 or 5 or 20 rupees is going to be immense. Generation Next, we picked up a lot of children and exposed them to people in city who are only mentors. They will not give any financial aid. And these people could be doctors, engineers, who will give them the moral support but not the financial help. Moral support is what is missing for many of us. Painting Dreams, we use the children's painted stuff to make calendars, to make anything within the organization. We are also environment friendly. There are plenty of trees that we have planted. Helping hand, for many of the funds that we collect, we have small fines within the organization. The fine is not imposed by the management, but the fine is imposed by that particular individual. He comes late or he feels that he's not contributed. There's a small money box where he can donate the money. And that money, they find an NGO and they donate that money. We mentor a lot of college students. One of the very, very nice things that we have done, along with group captain, is to mentor, the summer intern program. We had it in Tanishq in Ananagar, we had it in World of Titan now. We had at least 20 different speakers coming and mentoring them in that 2 months of internship. So we mentor students, and also in Ananagar, in our own space, we have a learning space. And we picked up students from the richest of the schools. We teach them on public speaking. They're the best public speakers in Chennai. We have about 40 people who can come and study there on public speaking on Sundays. We don't have one extra seat. There's a tremendous demand for that. So mentoring college students help us recruit lot of new freshers which are required for the growth of the organization. Green initiatives, institutional support. I'm a trustee of the Banyan and the BAM, and so we support them in a big way. Whatever possible, we try and do. Now these are all engaged. I spoke to you about children, spouse, all that. If the engaging function and that enlist function is powerful, then you can say your company is on an auto mode. You can allow it to run on an auto mode. Many of the decisions will be taken by them. There will be innovation, there will be creativity. Then you will get all these system tools. You're also practicing many of the lean, TPM, TQM. I'm just listing, but you don't have to. Exactness, if you just follow exactness alone, what is exactness in material, in quality, there are several things that we can speak about exactness. If you get that right, you've done almost 60-70%. If you've done visualization within the company, then you've done a little more. Daily work management, many of the daily work management does not mean it's daily. It could also be once in 3 days, once in a week. Some work must be monitored daily, some hourly, some weekly. Cross-functional team, how you work as a cross-function, or you work as silos. How your suggestion schemes are going to be taken up, how you're going to review this. Kaizen, I heard even from your people, you have a Kaizen competition and many other things. Kaizen can give you tremendous benefits in your thing, quality circle. TPM again, in 5S practice, identification of the 16 losses and elimination. I'm going through a little fast, Kaizen, all that here, SMED, okay. All these programs, MMA has very good faculty. Lean initiatives, 3M, Muda, Mura, Muri. Now, why do we use this 3M, Muda, Mura, Muri? I'll tell you. Suppose you go and tell your producer or workman or your supervisor, don't waste any money. That fellow might throw stones on you. He'll say, who are you to say I'm wasting money? But if you tell, let us do Muda elimination, is very interested. Japanese Muda means waste. Okay. So if you don't use your mother tongue to tell him, Vina kadara, Vina kovam, waste panada, Vina kovam, Muda exercise variana, and everybody is okay. So use the Japanese techniques to convey some messages. Value stream mapping, single piece flow, cycle time, line balance to takt time. Now, this is excite. You look at retailing, you look at even startups. All of them want instant gratification. Instant gratification. Let us say retail outlets, till they come in the morning, we don't know whether they're continuing in your organization. Because there's so much of demand. And when there's so much of demand, talented people are attracted everywhere. How do we do that? We have something called a Nanba scheme. We use the app, we have a Nanba scheme, we run a 3-day program, 5-day program, incentive, positive notes, all that. It is run by them. Incentive is decided by them. They decide on the growth of the organization. So it's like a Facebook. You do, you execute, you get everything. It's not the management which will decide what's your target. So that instant gratification works very well. Wherever you can, please do that instant gratification. Now I was a chief guest in Malaysia for an insurance company. The insurance company gave an award amongst the insurance agents, about 5,000 of them. And they named one particular person and he said he is the national winner. He came, kind of ovation, standing ovation, because insurance is big money. If you are an insurance agent and you're number one, certainly you're richest man. So he came up to the stage, I asked him, are you very happy? He said, yes and no, sir. Why? This is the second time I'm winning, sir. That means that you must be very, very happy. He said, no, sir. Why? Last time, I never thought I'll win. I won. Immediately, I took a taxi, went home, banged my door, and told my wife, Malaysia's best insurance agent award. She said, it's very late, go to bed. What is the point of me winning award if my wife cannot appreciate that? If the whole world can clap for me, and if my wife cannot appreciate that, what is the purpose of this award? This award does not mean anything to me, is what he said. So that instant gratification is, catch them doing right and give them the reward immediately. It cannot be an annual function. It can be a daily function. It can be a half-day function. It can be a once in 3-day function. So when you do all this, you will get your sales go up, your productivity goes up, your accidents come down, your missions work much better. This is what you get in when you do this 4E program. I told you these are marketing initiatives. I need not cover many of the marketing initiatives in PPDS or in time links. There are many marketing initiatives or sales initiatives that we have done. For want of time, I'm not doing it like the TPM, TQM and all that. So when you have happy employees, when you do connect with your employees, don't worry about what you pay them. Have you made them happy? Have you taught them what happy employees really mean? If you've done that, then you get innovative ideas. If you've done your innovative ideas, you get happy customers. And if you're getting your happy customers, you get high profitability. That's it from me. Thank you.
See, honestly, I feel we are lagging in HR practices, honestly. And particularly where I work in LCAST. If HR recruitment policies are good, I think we'll exceed in every department. 20 years back, I went to the Hindustan Motors, where HR guy has become a managing director. And I asked him why, like our Enur Foundry finance guy has become a managing director. I don't know how far it is successful, but HR guy has become a managing director in Hindustan Motors. He was very successful at Tirulur plant. I'm not talking about the overall. So the HR initiative, I grown up from lower level to the higher level. If HR basics are strong, definitely that company will flourish. Because lot of trainings, lot of things, as he said, small things. When he works in Bakes India, when you go out, I think you can tell me that they give a small 50 grams packet, some snacks while going home. That will give boost. And during those days, I'm talking about 20 years back, ambulance will be there 24 hours, 100%. Now you have got ISO 18,000, 14,000, so we have ambulance everywhere. But small initiatives, as he said, engage completely on the workman side, on the management side, definitely the foundries will grow. Sir, not much professionals, highly professional people work in the foundry, because highly educated people go into the other category, like OEMs, Ashok Leyland, Volvo HR and Daimler. Foundry foundry. Honestly, now when I was there in the, no sir, am I right? Mediocre. But no regrets. It is a mother of engineering industries. Inga kathukardu lot of, if you walk any foundry industry is a golden answer. If you walk properly, you can mint gold in the foundry industry. So we are encouraging the engineers to join in the foundry industry, but if good HR practices is being followed through your training and other things, I think Sakti can take initiative and definitely all foundry industries will flourish. Thank you.
Thank you, Prem sir. Do we have any questions for our speaker? Yeah, 1 second.
All the other things. I just, you had mentioned metaverse platform about that. Is it that your organization is doing something on that?
Yeah, see, on metaverse, a little bit on building the dream. But what we're going to come out with metaverse is an outcome of our discussions with many of the American schools. Now, when we went to the American schools, they're finding it very difficult. Let us say you have a mathematic thing called sine curve or a cos curve. Now, we can give you a metaverse where a student can be put on high C. Okay, he'll feel that he's on a raft in a sea, and when the sea wave comes,
He's going up and down, and that is how the sine curve operates. So we can give him a practical exposure where he understands the mathematical formula far more better. Now suppose you say, you tell today we cannot throw stones. Okay, the buildings are so close. So in America they're asking, how far can I throw a stone? The child wants to ask. Only in a playground you can try. A shot put or a cricket ball, you can try with that. So in metaverse, what we can do is, we can check. It's working. Check, it's working? Yeah. So in a metaverse, what we are trying to do is we try to solve. We can allow the child to throw. The child can throw the stone, and it will know how far it's done. So many of the science, mathematical things we need to do, and even in that, I can tell you that the Birlas have exposed a lot of interest. We need a lot of R&D funds, and the Birlas have said that we are willing to give you the kind of fund to try out on the metaverse. Thank you. Any further questions?
Sir, a very thought-provoking presentation from your side. Of course, sir, I find a lot of effort and energy has been put into the HR management in our organizations. But can you tell us, where you've taken somebody, but then regretted about his or she joining, and then you had to push them out, or the other way around, somebody you brief a person before taking him or her in, but the person later regrets and then leaves. Rather, the retention or the attrition levels.
Yeah.
And then secondly, sir, this trigger part, individual trigger we can understand, but how does an organization or industrial unit use trigger as a method to increase the productivity or output of the employees?
Okay. So the first thing is, have you taken a wrong person and has he quit? Yes, it is not a wrong person, he's a right person, but a wrong organization. Okay, so all people are right, only the organization can be wrong. I mean, he's joining an organization, he's not a wrong person. So when he's a right person, there are many things that our organization cannot provide for him, and therefore he leaves. We need to find it out in the exit interview and see whether corrections can be done internally. Okay. For example, if you go and ask these youngsters, 23, 24, 25, when will this project get completed? They don't like that question at all. Okay. Because these are researched ones. You can't have an end time to it saying December 22nd, 2 o'clock I'll get it over. But we want to know about that. You have to be careful in asking those questions. If you're asking those questions to the IIT guy, he's going to say, look, I'm going to find another job. Or he'll say there's something wrong with you. So when you get that talented space, you give him a lot of freedom. Unbelievable level of freedom. You cannot question him at all. That's the way you need to work. So if you don't do that, attrition is very high. And in that space, if the attrition is very high, you cannot get another guy to come and sit inside your organization because the word of mouth will spread. What is your next question? No, the other one was the wrong recruitment and so to what extent you can give him freedom, to what extent he's empowered, all that matter in today's age. It depends on your policy. The second one, trigger works individually and also works collectively. Let us say that in a sales showroom, I have a target for the day. And the target is, let's say, I need to sell 2 crores worth of jewelry today in my Tanish showroom in Ananda. So let us say we have balloons, 20 balloons, 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs, 50 lakhs, up to 2 crores, 20 balloons. And every time they finish one, they'll come and punch it. And there'll be a nice gift that each one of them will get. So they know there are two, as they go up, they will find that their biggest jumbo offer is going to come in the 20th balloon. When they win that 20th balloon, they start dancing in a particular way. Oh, I won this particular award. And we have taught them a trigger, the group trigger. So they all dance together, they huddle, they know how to clap, they know how to move their leg, and there's fun around. So there's unwanted talks within the organization, everything is lost. We're moving from one space to another. The management, workmen divide, all that is gone today. Everybody's same. And where there's freedom, there's going to be an organization. Otherwise, it's going to be very, very, people will act in front of us, but they may not be the real sense, you know. They will always come because they paid, they got to act. Do you want actors or performers?
Right, sir. To now move on to the felicitation part. To felicitate our guest speaker for the evening, we now request our IIF National Council member, Mr. V.P. Prem Kumar, to felicitate Mr. Sivakumar, sir, with the traditional tanjore plate. Thank you, sir. We now request our Chennai chapter past chairman, Mr. K. Varadarajan, to felicitate Group Captain R. Vijaykumar with the tanjore painting. We now request our IIF Southern Region past chairman, Mr. K. Dayalan, to felicitate Group Captain Dr. R. Venkatraman with the tanjore painting. Gentlemen, we've had an excellent kick-off to our collaboration with MMA. We would like to profusely thank our guest speaker for the evening, Mr. C.Sivakumar, Managing Director, RV Industries, for an inspirational talk on success stories, how it was done. We are sure the contents of the talk had a lot of takeaways for our audience. We also like to thank Group Captain R. Vijaykumar, ED MMA, and Group Captain Dr. R. Venkatraman, GM MMA, for their efforts in making this collaboration a reality. Further, we would like to thank all the members who joined us for this talk. I am sure you had a wonderful learning experience, and thank you for joining us on time and being such a wonderful audience. We from the Chennai chapter will be conducting many such interesting programs, and we'll be sharing information with you, and looking forward to seeing you all in our upcoming programs. Thank you very much for joining us today evening. The dinner will be served on the rooftop. Requesting you to join us there, please. Thank you.